Okay, so when we last left off, we were in the middle of making this sessions by subject chart here. As we saw, I was creating new cells from which to put into the chart. These three here, and just getting the info. So as we did before, I'm going to use the shift down to count all these college application cells. So 32. Plug them in here. I just want to show you guys how it changes. See that? Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more of these, then I want to show you what happens when we have one that doesn't really apply, that we don't want in our data for this month or quarter. So how many English? Well, let me go down. Let's pretend that we don't want this independent other category. So you might be tempted to just kind of hit backspace and then backspace, and just delete everything here, and then it'll go away. But instead you just have this awkward 0 percentile with like no title, and that looks bad. So instead of doing that, what you want to do is go in here, highlight them both, right click, then you want to go to delete and shift cells up. That way now we only have these three, and these two are just the ones we're going to add from earlier. So I'm going to take a quick second. Just because I want to show you guys, I'm not going to actually put the data in here, but I'm just going to throw on what we have. So how many was it? 456. Okay, the hard part's over. We have our three charts here, and now we only are maybe two more things we need to do here, or three more rather. These are particularly easy. So we have to figure out how much we tutored versus how many workshop attendees we had. So we're going to go in here, go to our typical 97, I believe it was. Oh yeah, 97. Back up here. 97. And go over to the last one, which is, or the near last, which is, are you here for a tutoring session or a workshop? Go in here and just highlight all that we want. It is useful because we can get a gauge for how successful our tutoring is, and how pervasive our WAC cloud is based on this. Although with WAC you do have a mix of tutoring and workshops. 323. Okay, so let's take that and put that in our publisher file here. So we're going to start using this now. As you're going to see, it's not too complicated. And let's get zoomed in here. 150 will work for what we want. What was it? 323. Okay. Okay, so this is where you put it, where the faculty and everyone will see when Ms. Jensen or the director sends these reports out. And of course, you always want to go in here and change the date so that it's correct. I have done that an embarrassing number of times. Left it as the old date. Let's figure out how many workshops we had. Okay, next, so you see here we want these teachers. So for this one, it's a little more, it's not super complicated. Basically, you go in here, and as you can see, the teachers have numerous categories based on different subjects, as that's how they're broken down. So what you want to do is go in here and just sort of scroll up and count. So we have Hesling, Trinicots, that's 2. Let's see. After you go up here and count all the ones for the English is visible, and one will be easily the most populated because it's English. You want to pan over and make sure you're getting these history ones as well. And these history and science ones as well. So let's see if we have one in here. So like here, we have Mr. Cariana's persuasive essay. Just make sure you don't miss these because these do count as whole teachers. So we didn't count them all, but it seemed, let's do roughly, we have 12 teachers that we helped out. Okay, so next we want to get in here and do our raffle winner. And so every month we have a random 2D win a raffle. As you guys know, it's a little gift card. And so you can just go ahead into the data and just pick one at random. Let's do Kruti Shaw, grade 12, and she's in, what is that, 270? Shaw, Mr. Carianis. Okay, let's go in here and change this. So Kruti is a lucky winner, and she'll be announced on the morning announcements, and she can come by and claim her prize of Mr. K's HOA. Okay, that's pretty much done. As you guys can see, we're sort of wrapping up here. In here, this month we tutored, this one isn't really like computer or math, you sort of rack your brain for the different tutoring projects that have been going on in the Writing Center and what we've tutored. So like extended essays is here from the previous month, and we also did that. As you can see with Crudy and winning with Mr. K's HOA, we do have the HOA APEC essay that we're tutoring. Let's see. I know we're also tutoring the chemistry college email, so we can put that in there. And see, that wasn't like a big. I didn't have to look that up. It's just sort of if you can remember it from memory. Okay, so here this is a little more in flux. The exciting news is just stuff you can remember. So as you can see, it's a mix of like workshops and collaborations along with news about the Writing Center, like this EWC Instagram, lunch launch, Skype, and then we can also just throw in holidays. So let's just talk to your fellow tutors or your director about what you can put in here, because they would probably have a good idea about it too. Okay, so now I'm sure you're wondering, but what happened to those graphs that we spent all that wonderful time working on? So now here is where it comes in. Basically, we just want to copy and paste these graphs into the Word, into our publisher file, and put them in there so that it looks nice. And I highly recommend using a mouse for this portion, not a mouth. Let's see. So I believe I'm pasting in this one right now. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So here we have this one. And here's where using the previous one as a template can come in a lot of handy. Because although we don't need this one right now, well, we can bring this one down to the same level. As you can see, just so it looks the same. And then now we don't need this one, so we can sort of bring this one up and do it along the parameters of the above one. So let's make this even and pretty. Okay. All right. Get rid of these. You see that 2% back there? We'd want to get rid of that. So let me. I got a deal. Let's see. So we can double click these, and then no. Move this out of the way. So let's just get rid of this too, or bring it down here. There we go. We don't really even need it 0%. Doesn't say much. So I'll bring this back up here. Okay, now this seems more fit to copy and paste. There we go. But now that we have our finished publisher file, we just want to save it. So we have it here. So okay, you guys can see my music in Game of Thrones there. No big deal. Okay, next we want to make this nice and pretty PDF file. So you need Adobe Reader. So we want to publish as PDF. That's perfectly fine. Now we're pretty much done. All we have to go do now is go to our 2014-2015 folder, go into each of these. Here comes our PDF, looking all nice and pretty. Go into our, I'm having some problems here. There we go. Go into each of these folders. So final PDFs is where you'd upload the PDF, obviously. You go to publisher files, upload your publisher file, and export raw data for that data book. And that's how you do the November stats. Let your director know when you finish this, and it should be sent out as soon as possible. You guys should do these usually at the end of every month, as soon as you can. Basically, as soon as the Writing Center closes for the end of the month, that's when you should start. All right, thank you guys.